Now, did I want Mandy Rose to get fired? No. Now I've been seeing a lot of people going off on Twitter and on YouTube comments talking about how horrible it is that Mandy Rose got released, hashtag rehire Mandy Rose and all this stuff. And I was too, until I saw the photos and the video that she had recently put up on her FanTime account. Now, reports are saying from Wrestling Observer that WWE initially didn't have a problem with Mandy Rose's content, the bikinis and stuff, but in recent months, she has gotten racier and more just risque, and people are pissed off about her being released and think that WWE is in the wrong and all this stuff, and I'll get into it a little bit later within the show. And my question to those people who are pissed off and think that Mandy Rose getting fired is wrong, my question to them is this: did you see the content? Did you? Let me know if you saw it, because I did, and I wasn't even looking for it. And it's crazy because there are people sharing it on Twitter. I think that is freaking effed up that some simple individual decided to take it upon themselves, just had the urge to go and grab Mandy's content, which is behind a paywall, and even has on the website, on the FanTime website, a disclaimer where it's like, this is copyrighted materials. If you're forbidden from taking it as your own and putting it out there, like you're paying to see this stuff. The site forbids that, and someone did it anyway. It's copyright infringement. So I'm not gonna post these pictures up because it's not mine to post, but I did see them. I'll tell you some of the stuff that I did see. So I saw a video. Mandy Rose is swimming in a pool. She's topless. You see nipples, you see tits. Now, it's not upright like in your face, but you can see it. You can see it through the water. But then I saw photos, and I'm assuming it's of her and her fiance, and they're in the shower, and they're naked, and it's from the side, and it looked like they were about to do something, or they just got done doing it, and sexual positions, and it's just, to me, it looked like straight up soft porn. It's freaked up that it's come to this, that Mandy Rose had to get released, but at the same time, now I see why WWE took this and decided to let her go. Now, don't get it twisted. I do like Mandy Rose. I love the work that she's done, especially in NXT. I don't agree with the decision she made to get racier on her FanTime account. Like this, putting this type of content, Mandy Rose knew the risk. And according to reports, WWE felt like her adult content, and talking about recent months where she's going and pushing against the envelope and putting this type of stuff out on her subscription services for people who paid to see her do stuff, like WWE felt that they were put in a tough position and that what she was doing was not in the parameters of her contract. So essentially, which she agreed to, the contract that she agreed to. And this is what I'm about to say is speculation. We don't know how many times WWE has come to Mandy Rose about this. We all know that they were aware of her subscription services, like they knew about it. And how many chances has WWE given her? We do not know what happened behind closed doors between WWE and Mandy Rose, that they sit down, that they, have a discussion about it. And, we don't know this stuff. All we know is what has been in the news for the past few days. This is relatively new. And it makes me wonder, and again, this right here is going to be speculation, but it's something worth thinking about. I wonder if WWE was put in a position to either keep Mandy Rose on the roster or lose a contract with the company. Like, we don't know. This is business. In case people forgot, this is a business. Mandy Rose is all about her business and her, erotic, at this point it's erotic, subscription services. She's all about her business there and her brand, making that shmoney, being her entrepreneur self. And apparently she's making more money with her subscriptions than she is at WWE. But WWE also has to protect themselves as a company and their interests. Just think about it. WWE has to deal with sponsorships, has to deal with their board, has to deal with the networks, has to deal with partnerships, cough, cough, Mattel and other brands, point blank, period. They have a lot of people that they have to answer to. Now, I do have some huge bones to pick with some of these arguments because I was looking on Twitter because the discussion has not ended. It's still going on. People are still upset. This is still a fresh wound. So there are a few arguments on there that I saw that I have a super bone to pick with that I don't agree with, and I have some rebuttals for it. So some of the things that I saw was people were comparing the sex tape that leaked of Paige and Xavier Woods to the whole Mandy Rose situation. Okay, you're comparing a private sexual tape, a private tape that wasn't sold for profit by Paige or Xavier, to Mandy Rose outright selling her racy content. And yes, it did get leaked by someone who clearly has that subscription and wanted to show it to everybody, but it's readily available for people to purchase and has consent. Like this purchasing of this subscription to see and view this adult content, Mandy Rose consents to it because it is her stuff and she's okay with selling access to it. Two different things. You can't compare the two. And then I saw people talking about the whole Matt Riddle and the Uso situation, comparing it to Mandy Rose as well. What? Okay, I get it. You're talking about how the Usos, more specifically, Jimmy Uso, he had multiple DUIs, and Matt Riddle dealing with some heavy substance abuse. Substance abuse is freaked up. Now, I will say this. Granted, this is when Vince McMahon was in the seat. Jimmy Uso's DUIs and his arrests and stuff like that was thrown under the rug by Vince McMahon. Is that freaked up? Yes, it is. It was stupid, and Vince should not have done that. He should have punished Jimmy Uso. I agree. And I get why he did it, but it still doesn't make it right. You know, Jimmy Uso was a part of the storyline with Roman Reigns, and it was being built up and all that stuff like that. But there should have been some sort of repercussions. So, I mean, but based off of what Vince McMahon has done, he hasn't even followed his own dang rules, let alone enforce them to everyone evenly. So don't even you can't even use that argument. And then when it comes to Matt Riddle, we do not know the policies and procedures that WWE has in place for stuff like that. Come on, this is a huge company that is publicly traded. Like, there's stuff that is in place. And Matt Riddle clearly has problems. I mean, at this point, this is his second wellness test he's failed. So now what happens? He's suspended, he's off TV, and now he's in rehab. Why are you comparing that to Mandy Rose willingly selling pictures behind a paywall and then getting fired because of it, because WWE sees that it went too far? You cannot compare the whole Uso and Riddle situations with Mandy Rose. And not to mention, Mandy Rose's situation is different because it was a continual problem, a continual infraction, kept going, got worse. Every single second, her site was up, and she continued to post those type of like super racy content is an infraction. Another argument that I saw on Twitter was that people were arguing that WWE sexualized Mandy Rose for profit. So why does she get penalized for trying to profit off of her own sexiness, and WWE can't profit off of what she's doing with her FanTime account? That's freaked up. Mandy was totally fine with being sexualized by WWE from the get-go. I don't know if you guys watched Tough Enough, but I remember it. It's funny because I was watching that season when Mandy Rose was a contestant. She verbally said that she is going to use her assets and she doesn't mind being sexy and she's going to use what she has to her advantage. She thinks the same exact way because she is selling access to this type of content. So she still doesn't mind using her assets to have a side hustle, to make her shmoney, to be her own businesswoman. And don't forget that Mandy Rose is the same individual that said that she knew that her content could get her in trouble with WWE management. And I will say this again. We do not know the full story with Mandy Rose and WWE. All we have is what we have right now. I know that more information is going to be coming out as days go on, and then we can just continue to add that into our information bank and make our assumptions from there. We haven't heard anything like a formal statement from WWE. We don't have that much to go by. We're just piecing things together. When it boils down to, Mandy gonna be fine. Like, she's making her shmoney. She's making way more than she was in WWE as a main roster wrestler on NXT, I might add. What about the fans? Fans who invested time into her. Fans who were so looking forward to her going back to the main roster and having amazing matches, being built up as this wrestler who had the NXT Women's Championship for over 400 days, reigning and defending. So guys, those are my thoughts. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole situation. I will say this. I've said all that I needed to say. If you guys want to argue with me in the comments below, you're just going to be arguing with yourself, because I'm not going to indulge, because I said what I said and I meant it, and I'm not changing because these arguments that people are bringing out on Twitter make no sense. Now, did I want Mandy Rose to get fired? No. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what you think about this situation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Signing off. Bye.